Hello guys, welcome back to another scenario where what if civilization started over? We are currently on episode not episode 10. Yeah, we are on episode 10. And let's jump into our scenario. Also, I am kind of sick-ish. I'm coughing a lot. I really don't know why, but I have a tickle in my throat and you know how those work out. They're extremely annoying when they make you cough, but anyways, we have a new ruler in India. Well, the king died, of course, like king, he died, and then now the prince is in power. Now it's just the races. So like the king, and then the the new king, he really he wants to take over all of the Indian Ocean. Ooh. Good thing I have this, my little buddy. But at the racist giant circle, I am such an idiot. But I'll talk from here while I'm erasing the stupid crap that my life choices are stupid. But anyways, but yeah. So like this new Indian ruler, the prince, he wants to take over all of the Indian Ocean, and he he's like the Roman Empire type of guy. Like, you know how the Romans in real life took over all of the Mediterranean and like this. He's like that type of guy. And well, his first conquest is to get a port into this part of the Indian Ocean, in which he invades this country right here, which is not good. Not good for humanity as a whole. And it takes a short time because this military is pretty big, considering that the fact this is the largest military in the entire world. And in this peace treaty, well, they're getting fully annexed, or are they? Yes, they are fully annexed. Yes, just fully annexed. Okay. And then, well, the India sends an ultimatum to this maroon country that did nothing wrong. Mumbai thing country, and they want this land. And they saw what the Indians did to this country right here. I don't know what to call it. Sindh? Yeah, Sindh. I'm just call it that. And they're like, the people there got massacred and killed, and they really accept this peace treaty because they don't want them to massacre their entire population. And plus, if they didn't accept, they would probably fully annex to you. Because that's what everybody does, I think, in the series. And these borders look kind of weird. I'm gonna fix them real quick. I'm gonna call it Mumbai. You know, Mumbai, the city in real life. Yeah, this country thing's gonna be called Mumbai. And there's kind of like Hindis moving on. This is Buddhist. This is a Buddhist country, but the Indians are Hindis, or not Hindis. Hindus, not Hindis. Oh my god. Hindi is the language. Hinduism is the religion. Okay. Alright, I got that right for once. But just kind of Hindu ideas, not Hindi. But there's like ideas of Hinduism spreading in this area. It's kind of like all propaganda. Like these guys are sending propaganda to this Vietnam country thing. But anyways, China already is doing stuff already. Even though they're pretty much collapsing, but they're like, you know what? Let's just invade a bunch of countries, that's us. And then they invade this country, and this country surrenders because they're really afraid. I could keep clearing my throat as I have that little tickle in my throat again. I don't know why. It's really annoying. And that's their peace treaty, just Phoenix. Also, China also does this. And also, this Maroon Iran Persia country, they expanded in this area last episode. They're also kind of doing genocide-ish things, even though they were against the Red Team, which was actually doing genocide. And then the Red Team is not doing genocide right now. It's still kind of that government, but the Red Team is not. The Iran country is doing it like really bad, and this kind of makes a lot of countries mad. This causes like not a coalition, but a supported invasion of Iran. So this Mesopotamia invades into this country. It's kind of like the Iran country's strong too, but the Red Team's stronger by like a little bit. And also this what country? Afghan country? I don't know. Really, they're kind of dead. They also invade into this country. You know, they were once allies with them during this big war where like the Red Teams control like all of this, but they kind of kicked in the butt. And more countries, well, not countries, but like countries like get independence and all that. And that country gets independent. Okay. Also, this country gets involved, which it's this brown country thing. Sind, I don't know. Baluchistan, yes, Baluchistan. Baluchistan is a province in Pakistan, and they're gonna be outside of Baluchistan, and they're gonna take over this. Eventually, though, the Red Team makes a little kind of region and takes over the capital, and this country surrenders. Let's take a look at this good old peace treaty. So, anyways, taking a look at this peace treaty. This is what the peace treaty looks like. So, like, their team, they got this. However, the Maroon lost this, and also some of this, and then all of this, which is yikes. Anyways, remember me saying that the India team wanted to take over all the Indian nation. That's exactly what they're doing. But by taking this, they invade this country. Let me just do that. And they pretty much steamroll, as this country is extremely weak. And they kind of just surrendered because they're really weak. And then this peace treaty. Yikes, that's not good. They literally just got. Their country does not even exist anymore. It's that bad. Let me fix these borders. Boom. Anyways. This country makes a deal with this pink country, this, whatever. This pink, or this purple country makes a deal with Oman. They just take over this because they can't control it. It's too hard. Really? And the pink team is a lot richer and a lot more stable country than the purple team, because the purple team kind of new, you know? Anyways, this port right here is a really good port for India. So that means they can go over here and all that. They can go into like other areas of like Africa. Anyways, well, this problem is kind of getting really big in Vietnam. Vietnam's kind of doing. They're not respecting the Hindu people. They're kind of like killing them because there's a lot of them in Vietnam. And well, the India declares war. That's not good. And they also cut them off so they won't expand them here. But it's not pretty. What's about to happen to the Vietnam team? They take over this. They take over Bangkok, which is pretty much it's a big city at this point. Maybe the biggest in Vietnam. I don't know. But oh wow, how did they take over that and so quickly in like a year maybe? I don't know. It's just kind of like Rome versus Carthage, but like in this scenario. Also, by the way, the king now changes the India team to Gupta. Like Gupta, like it was an old empire, not the old empire for that. It was an empire in history that was in India, and that's what they're calling it, the Guptan Empire. Or you can call it India if you want, but it really don't matter. Just that's loud, but whatever happens in my kitchen. But, calling it the Guptan Empire or the Indian Empire. It don't matter what you call it, according to the Indian government. Like, oh, you don't have to call it the Guptan Empire, but the government of the Gupta is gonna call it Gupta because that's what the president said. They changed it. Not president, not president. The king, not the president. Oh my god. Anyways, they take over the southern part. They take over the outskirts, and they also take over this. And they take over the capital. But we're gonna take a look at this peace treaty. Okay, taking a look at this peace treaty. Well, Vietnam just got obliterated, if I can say that word. They got decimated. That was a stupid. But they got basically murdered, but not really. They just kind of collapsed, and this country also became independent. Oh, cool! Not this country, by the way. Because there's no bar colors, really. Like, look at. There's way too much colors. We cannot use them anymore. So, like, yeah. So we have to use same colors. Oh crap! Yeah, I'm just joking. That really didn't happen. See, look. There's like different frames. I know it's Flip a Clip. It's an animation app, not. Anyways, they're already conquesting even after the war. They're really like they're pretty much like the Roman Empire in this scenario. They're that big. Like they're gonna be the Roman Empire. Spoiler alert. They're gonna be the Roman Empire of this series. Maybe not. Anyways, well, something's going on over here. So like there was gonna be new country forming. Oh, cool! I like new countries. These two countries will become independent. Sicily and Naples. I think Naples. Let's just okay. Naples and Sicily. They became independent in exchange for loyalty. They're not puppets, but they're like allies with the Turks, the Ottoman Empire, basically. Kurds right here. So that's kind of this separatist movement. It's kind of like, but yeah, two countries. Two countries forming. Yes, two countries forming. Okay, my parents were talking to the. Anyways, red team. They are kind of mad they lost all the territory, so they're invading this poor Syria country that pretty much did nothing wrong. To be honest, they just are kind of existing like every single other country, and they kind of like invade it, like bruh. But yeah. Anyways, this is just a peace treaty. Just they don't finish invading it for some reason. They're kind of lazy. Anyways, still coughing up something. I don't know. It's crazy. Anyways, um, India lands in the province of Aceh in Indonesia, or just this is Sumatra, this island. They're pretty much just gonna take over northern Sumatra. India's looking pretty big, pretty good, ain't it? Right, Mongol Empire. I'm just gonna call it. It's kind of like an empire, so I'm just gonna call it the Mongol Empire, but not like this type of Mongol Empire, like this. Yeah, this is the Mongol Empire, I think. What they actually look like. They're not gonna take over that. That's just really not good. But they're kind of expansionists, just like the real Mongol Empire was in history. They're not gonna take over that one. That was me being bored. But besides from that, I don't know. Also, I'm gonna change this country color of this Yemen country because well, it's really similar to the Indian one. This isn't India, so this is Yemen. Also, this India country, they're also doing another freaking conquest. I don't know how much they have to do. Speaking of Yemen, well, they're just gonna just goof it immediately, and they're just gonna take over it without even a peace treaty. They're that crazy. Also, they also make a land agreement with this country. This is also a really good port to go into Africa, but they're also going into Africa by invading this country. They landed Somaliland, and that's not good for the Somalians. And they take over their capital, and also make theme landings like in Mogadishu. Also, the capital of Somali country is Djibouti. Djibouti city. Your booty city, ha ha. Aha, right. Your booty city. Anyways, besides any yacht jokes, we're not. Besides yacht jokes, they landed in Mogadishu, which is a pretty good trading hub, and blah blah blah. And that's the this coast. And you guys just pull up a white flag and say like I surrender, and on they just they surrender. Oh my god! But anyways, anyways, this picture well Somalia is just Djibouti, your booty, haha. What a stupid joke I'm making. Your booty, with the country your Djibouti, not your booty. Anyways, well this Roman country. Oh, well, like Rome, they are kind of mad that, well, dealing this here, and they want to control like all of Italy except for they don't control like all of this, you know. But anyways, they got a new leader. and Rome is a major city at this point. You know, they kind of use this to their advantage. And they get a lot of money from trading and blah blah blah. Like they trade. The major trade partners are France, Morocco, Algeria, and the Ottomans. Those are their major trade partners. And these guys also trade, but like they kind of have sanctions on them because they're enemies. And well, they kind of use Rome as an advantage to create a big army. So like they're getting a lot of money, so they're gonna advance their military. So they're gonna have big military spending and budget, just like the United States in real life, but not that crazy. But maybe more crazier than that. But they don't have like billions of dollars yet. I mean, they probably have like a few billion, but they don't have like a trillion. They don't have as much money as the United States does right now. You know what I mean? But anyways, they create a good military, and way bigger than this military of Italy. I don't know. But anyways, Rome invades this Italy country. They're doing surprisingly well, despite being so small. It's kind of like Israel, how like they and like back then or like in like the 60s they invaded Egypt. Even though Egypt is like a lot bigger than Israel. And I'm talking that was in real life, by the way. But anyways, in our scenario, not in real life, they take over like all of this within like a few months, which is kind of crazy. And this Venice country surrenders before anything bad happens. Yeah, it's that crazy. So taking a look at this peace treaty. Not good. But you may be wondering if you look closely, what if France gained land? Like, why incarnation in France gained land? But actually, they gained land because, well, you know how I said France is a trading partner of Italy or Rome. Well, they actually are actual allies, and well, France gave weapons and even troops too to fight Venice or what was Italy, and they really helped them, and they also gave money too. That's why they got land because well, they're allies, of course. So yeah. Anyways, this German country kind of falls apart a little bit. Well, because they kind of expanded too fast in this episode, but they also go up here. And we see something that I was planned for kind of a long time, because like I last made an episode like 5 days ago. Norway forms up over here, and we're not gonna do that color. Probably not. What color should we use? This one. Oh my god, I love this one. Which is this close to India? No, actually not. But Norway, the Vikings. The Vikings are here. I can't cough. Can't cough. Take a shot every time I cough. You're not gonna make it past this video. That's an Addis Pro reference right there, bro. Yeah, that's misleading Addis Pro reference right there. But yeah. Anyways, wow, new country. That's cool, I guess. New cold-ish country. They literally go up. They go up. They like cold. They are cold people, and they're pretty much Eskimos, but they're not Eskimos. They're just they're Vikings, kinda, and they want to control like all of this and all of this and all of this and the Vikings. I think the Vikings in history, I think they controlled like this and then like this, I think, or something. But they also they love like also like weird borders ish. This is like Norway, of course they have weird borders. Like in real life they do. New Sweden. Oh yeah, cool. Sweden. Oh cool. Sweden. 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 Yeah, Sweden's forming. Just a lot of Viking countries are forming. Viking. Yay. Anyways, first time me going into the United Kingdom. Cool. Also, by the way, the time is like not in real life. I mean in the series. It's like 800s, 80, 500s to 1000s. I think it's probably like the 700s AD. But they go into Scotland. They also go. Oh, I just. Oh, oh, I just realized they were in the wrong color. I am an idiot. Idiot alert. Idiot alert. That's me right there. Idiot alert. Because, like, yes. Scotland. They like Scotland and, well, just UK. They also take over Northern Denmark. And they kind of have a strong army, too. So, like, they're pretty big-ish. So, yeah, cool, right? I'm just bored, so what am I even doing? Oh, yeah, I remember one last plan of this episode. Algeria is getting invaded. It's not good. This is bound to happen, because, like, Morocco and Algeria hate each other in history. Like, actually, they do. They do. They took over the weak parts of Algeria. It's no game. Like, for Algeria. Algeria is cooked against Morocco. Morocco's like one of the strongest. They already surrender after taking their capital. Oh, nice. Nice. But a lot of Moroccans live in Algeria. That's also why they invaded them, and it would be really important for Morocco to control Algeria. But also Morocco is saying like they're quote unquote taking over our businesses, or like they're like, because like that's why they invaded this country. They kind of thought they were like taking their money and stuff. What? Oh, anyways, Yikes, not good news. Marco just keeps expanding like they always does before it collapses, which they're not gonna do, so they're gonna stop. They stopped themselves from collapsing. Yay! Round of applause. Anyways, well, we are done with today's episode, and I hope you liked it. Yeah, the red team hopes you like it, because they're the OGs of the series. Yeah, they created it all. Why they're so weak, then I don't know. They're not weak, but they're like, kind of like, oh. But, anyways, I hope you, do this. You know what this means? If I can draw it correctly. Like, the like button. And also the subscribe button. Sub. Like and sub. Anyways, we'll see you in the next episode, which will be episode 11. And yeah, bye.